Hello and welcome. It is that of the 12th day of January 2021, currently 12:42 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Derek and this is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and of the like. Well, that's within each his own risk and their own reward. For myself, risk-reward management is always job number one. Hedera Hashgraph. I believe this thing has the potential very soon to get up to about 155 Satoshi area, and even a little higher, and then have a weak resistance point. So I think a good shot even going higher than that after that, or an okay shot, I should suppose. Let's show why. 15-minute, this is all very short-term stuff, but we see it supported where it came from. It's been in a nice little bull run, close to retesting previous high. But amongst the single hour, we had a move that occurred on the morning of January the 8th, where price action came up to about 170, pulled back, came back up, pulled back, and even this little period alone, I mean, lots of times this price action did break above like 130 something and get above or from 130 something to over 150. A lot of times during from it's 4 o'clock in the morning, finishing like 7 p.m. that day. And then how does it react to this move, basically? And it's reacted very well. Did it come back to where it came from successfully? Yes, it did. And amongst it, attempts to get above the 18 average of highs, doing so 1900 hours. Yeah, not yet. But this move here, I mean, this is a statement stating, okay, this trend's going to go down lower. It never did. Then another attempted breakout, but more importantly, also retesting previous high. And successfully holding and staying within the 18 average. Another test at it. More often you test resistance, more likely you take it out, but not quite. More likely? No, not quite. Almost no, almost no, almost yes. As it managed to break out at 2100 hours in here. But I really like how it stays within the 18 like this. Excitation of the 18 average of the highs at the 10 o'clock time frame. An amazing hold session on the previous 11 a.m. hour. And right now it's 12:44 p.m. So we're 15 minutes left to go. And it's had an amazing productive hour so far with most of it already done. So I really, really do like the probabilities that this thing is going to be making spectacular moves moving on in the future. 4-hour time frame, I like this action here with as well. And on the daily chart, let's again take a look at what happens every single time it gets above the 18 average of highs. This has been a major downtrend. So we want to wait, at least I want to wait, for this thing to settle down the down move, at least consolidate the situation, tell me you're attempting to break out, consolidate that attempt, and then break higher. So this is that attempt. This is a consolidation of that attempt, and once it breaks past this level of resistance, how do you do? It's probably going to do pretty good. So then, we've seen how it's come up this level 3 days rather, before today of just holding in there like this, and now starting to, looks like we're having the excitation after this move. That's a very strong setup. Other times it tried to get above the 18 average of highs. And here, this little point on November the 24th, it retested it 2 further times, but never was clearly able to break above it. The intraday high for that point was 212. It managed to get up to 216, and then again, I mean, only got 4 basis points higher. So it came close, but not quite. I mean, getting above it here and then just collapsing intraday. Getting above and establishing this level of resistance on October the 9th, but never retesting it. Establishing this level of resistance on August the 11th, retesting it one more time, never getting above it. Or if it did it by 1 point, not enough. And then I'm not going to count this because you got to count this one in here. It gets well above it. That's a retest below. And above it here, you did have this. You can call this a little bit of a failed break. I mean, was this a big enough move? Overall, it did consolidate a long time at 528 with the first real breakout coming on May the 2nd. And then these moves here were just attempts to keep this amazing bull market going. And it had 2 good levels to reach and barely break previous high, but obviously unable to successfully correct amongst that time frame. But it's good to know that the price action in the past went from that of 115, which is barely higher than where we went now, all the way up to, in this case here, like close to 800. February the 14th, it looks like, was the day. Let me just get the exact dates. February the 12th, And then it was breaking out like on January. I mean, just in less than 2 weeks. Yeah, let's do like an 8x move. So these moves can happen fast. And coins like this, oftentimes when they happen, that's how they're going to happen. I've said so many times in this channel, normally markets will go up a lot faster than they go down. So how long did it take to go down from here to here? Well, let's see. This top is like, say, August the 17th. It bottomed like around the start of the year. So September, October, that's like 4 months and change. So it's going to take a lot less than that to get back to that point. A month, a couple weeks, maybe a day or 4. That's how fast that these markets, when they're ready to go, can make those kinds of moves. All right then. So I'm doing this video at this time because it's an interesting situation with the start of the National Hockey League. I'm doing this. I'm also doing a few picks of. I'm getting even bigger and bigger at Toronto. I like them on Friday. I like them on Wednesday to cover the 1.5 spread. And I don't usually like to take road teams to cover spreads, but Friday will be a rare exception. I'll explain to you why. Whether I'll make that one of my top plays or one of my 100 plays, which I got a record right now of 2 and 3, but I'm still up in units because of my big win in a prop bet that I made. And tonight I got, or rather Wednesday, Toronto land a 1.5 up greater than 2-1 odds. And same thing on the day after, land a 1.5 again. I like the Vancouver Canucks simply or is it the Vancouver? No, it's Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton Oilers, because they're playing Wednesday and Thursday. And I think that's an advantage to play Wednesday and then Thursday against a team that hasn't played in like months and months and months, whatever. And that will be the case for Friday with Toronto against Ottawa. Ottawa's playing their first game. Toronto will be playing their second. And most likely it'll be even better with Freddie Anderson in it. The Dallas Stars will be delaying their season a little bit due to COVID issues. So therefore, when they get the season started, I'm going to probably be putting extremely strong plays against the Dallas Stars. But for what it's worth, nowadays, I'm going to be doing a lot of daily fantasy hockey. It's a lot of work. Now, do I have time to day trade? I mean, can I go into like things and like, I mean, sort of, I think sort of, maybe not, definitely not as much. Do I want to? I don't know. And that's where I can just quickly look at some of these coins. Like what's up, like I don't even know what this is going to look like. 515 Satoshi. I know it's up. It's up 46%. Only thing on Huobi that's up greater than 20. And there's only 4 things up greater than 10. Wow. This failed move here goes to 1400 to like. There's a lot of failed moves on this chart. How bad do you need to get orders on it? Or can you just deposit coins? I like how it's recovering this one in here. Let's see if it's able to get above this level of resistance. It still went up a long way in the short run after this big drop. I'd kind of like to see, if I was going to play it, that is, for it to either do one of 2 things. Either come up here and stay here and hold like 480 for a significant period of time, or at any time starting now or up, even go up further, then come back and make a higher low. Maybe make an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Something like that, because you got this left shoulder, what could be the head. But what I'm trying to figure out by going the hourly time frame is when these rallies happen, how fast you have to be to get it. Like in here, definitely have to be fast here. This one was quick, but what's the move on this? You go from 530 up to 630. That's a move of over 20%, or about 20. Here, that's 580 to 680. Again, same thing, like 18%. This one was a bigger move. It looks like 610 to 960, but closer to 50. There's a lot of potential if you flip this coin back and forth. The problem is it's getting its ass kicked over and over and over again. So is it? But it is. Oh my goodness, this is just choppy as anything. What's the volatility back in this range? And here, what month was this? November. 882 to 970. That's a differential of like 12%. I can see many times. So I can look, you could profit from this. You can also be frustrated with this because you're missing your sell orders up top and your buy orders down below. But I mean, this is a fast rally again here, breaking out from like 850 to 1400. So that's like 65 or so percent. All these rallies just fail. I mean, it's doing a little bit better on the current one, but it's still got a long ways to go. And then if it does break that resistance on the short run, does it go any further after that? What's this move? Not that's a 60% move. So there's a lot of opportunities to get in and out of this coin. I'm gonna fast forward this. Actually, I'm gonna go to weekly chart, see what happens first. Then I'll be 510 Satoshi. What's this high in here? This is like 187. That's like 200,000. So 20,000 is a 10x move. 2,000 is a 100x move. So it's lost like several hundred x. Wow. Interesting to say the least. I'm going to finish that one off with that. But yeah, for me, it's all about getting into fantasy hockey. I had an extremely successful season last year, and I plan to continue to do the same thing again this year. How it worked last year was during the regular year, usually it was one game a day that I could put my good stakes on, and I made several thousands of dollars doing it that way. But it's only usually one game a day. They gave me 4, or they gave everybody a chance to play 4 games on opening day. Now in the playoffs, it was every day with higher stakes, so it wasn't 4 figures, it was 5, and a hefty 5-figure score I was able to win in the playoffs. And it's a better, the game theory and the game meta is better in the playoffs than the regular season for me. Hence, I mean, the start of the week is not so good, terrible for me. So I'm betting low stakes. But as we move into the second, third week, that will all change, all part of the meta plan that I have for it. But it also means how much time and effort will I be putting into it. If I'm doing 4 or 5 games, it's going to take an hour plus per game, which is going to take a significant portion of time. So most likely these videos will be coming up late at night. If there's time in the afternoon where there's an off period, I can do it. I just finished putting my soccer lineups in. There's a soccer game coming on at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And what's going to be a little bit of help to start the season, there's 4 games. And I've already finished the Toronto versus Montreal game. I've got all that work done. But I got 3 other games to do. I see Tampa Bay has had practice today, so I can now, and I've already got the information of the team they're playing against as it is anyway, so I can go ahead and do that game after I'm done this video. And then I got 2 other games. I could do most of that work even tonight. But when it goes, if they do 3, 4, 5 games a day every single day, I'm not going to have the luxury I have today to be able to do tomorrow's work today. That's just not going to happen. The start of the season being much easier, that is. So therefore, depending on how busy the season is, will be how much I'll be able to do these videos, and really how much I've been thinking. Do I even really want to focus too much on any type of day trading? I only own so many coins for a reason. It's because of the fact that I can use with the exact same bankroll. I could have like 7, 8 coins, or I can have 70 coins, and I can obviously if I had 70 coins, I'd be making like $20, $30, $40 trades or $50 small trades compared to much, much higher, because I got so many crossings. I'd be making hundreds of trades per day, and I really don't want to do that. So I can make less trades at higher amounts per trade, which is basically what I'd rather do and what I am doing. Oh man, Theta's still looking good. Come on, please start rocking. Okay, what happened here? Okay, this is nice. Gets up here, hits this little level. So now in a situation, when I see a setup like this, it goes down below the fib as it has. We higher loaded from there. That's fantastic. Now we get up to this point. I like how for like 5, 6, 7 periods or so, we've had all this sideways consolidation and a nice little fast, concise move in one period to go up to this key Fibonacci. I'd like to see it in a spot, if you're looking to day trade it, either come back in here or even congest this 5,500 level. Even further establish resistance, maybe 2 or 3 more times, come up to like 5,600, 5,640 area to resist, and then come back and then just break it. And then if it were to break something like that, I mean, that would be a nice little setup here on the hourly. You'd be looking at this thing going into like low 6,000s like in a matter of like a few hours. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.